Well, the rainbow behind me is not indicative of the seasons that the Tennessee Titans and Jacksonville Jaguars have had. They meet on Sunday in Tennessee. The Titans are installed as a 4-point favorite, 41.5 the total on BETDAQ. I think only family members, hardcore fans, and bettors will have any interest at all in this game. I mean, there's not much good to say about either one of these teams. The Jags are 2-13. They're 31st in the NFL in total offense and total defense. Keep in mind, there's only 32 teams, so they're just bad all around. The only good thing, if you're a Jaguar fan, this whole mess is going to be cleaned out at season's end. I expect General Manager Gene Smith to be fired shortly after this game on Sunday. As far as the future of head coach Mike Mularkey, I know it's unfair to get rid of somebody after 1 year, or it may seem unfair. But you know, new general managers generally want their own guy as a head coach. They especially don't want to inherit a coach who just went 2-14 or 3-13, depending on the result this Sunday. So I do expect both GM Gene Smith and head coach Mike Mularkey to be gone in Jacksonville after this season, and many of the players as well. There's going to be a big roster turnover here. As far as the quarterbacks go, who knows? Blaine Gabbert was drafted in the first round last year. He's been terrible in his 2 seasons as a starter in Jacksonville. Was replaced earlier this year by Chad Henne. Henne's been noticeably better than Gabbert, but he's a 52% passer this year. He's thrown just as many interceptions as touchdowns, lost many more games than he's won. So he's shown why the Miami Dolphins were so eager to get rid of him. You'd have to think that the answer at quarterback for Jacksonville is not currently on the roster. That being said, Chad Henne will be the best quarterback on the field on Sunday. That's because the Tennessee Titans starter, Jake Locker, is playing as poorly as any quarterback in the NFL right now. This guy seems to have lost his confidence to me. I mean, he's a young guy, very inexperienced, and he's regressed. I mean, it's been getting worse and worse. A couple of weeks ago in their win, the only win in their last 5 games, in their win against the New York Jets, Locker's performance was overshadowed by Mark Sanchez's 4 interceptions, but Locker was just about as bad, and it only got worse last week. The Titans were beaten 55-7 by the Green Bay Packers last week. They wouldn't have scored at all had the Packers not backed off on defense in the 4th quarter and allowed Tennessee to score a late garbage time touchdown. I don't know how you say anything positive about either one of these teams right now. We mentioned Jacksonville, 31st in the NFL in total offense and defense. Well, Tennessee, 32nd in points allowed. They're allowing more points than any defense in the NFL, 30.1 points per game. And the Titans have been blown out as much as any team in the NFL. They have lost 7 games this season by 14 points or more. So it's not surprising. Those 2 stats go hand in hand, really. When you're last in the league in points allowed, you tend to get blown out a lot. Fortunately for Tennessee, they're not playing the type of offense that can blow anybody out. Now, the first time these 2 teams played this season, about a month ago, one of the Jags' 2 wins this year was against the Tennessee Titans. Jags won that game 24-19. I don't expect the same result in Tennessee. You know, I know the Titans have been terrible, and to tell you the truth, the 4 points makes me uncomfortable here. But I don't see how you have any faith in the Jags at this point. They're as bad on defense as they are on offense. Tennessee, at least they're playing at home, even though I will say I think it's a slap in the face to the ticket-buying fans in Tennessee that Jake Locker starting this game instead of Matt Hasselbeck. He's clearly not the best guy on the roster right now, clearly does not give them the best chance to win. And I was saying that at the beginning of the year as my opinion. Now after Locker's played a full season, we can say that as fact. We can compare the statistics, we can compare the win-loss record. Both last year when Hasselbeck played the whole year, led this team to a 9-7 record, and this year when Hasselbeck played for 5 games, they were 2-3 in those 5 games. That might not sound great, but keep in mind they were 2-7 in the other 9 games. So, as I said, Matt Hasselbeck at this point, I understand what the Tennessee Titans are doing here. I mean, Jake Locker is a young guy. He was drafted in the 1st round last year. They hope that he's their future. Matt Hasselbeck is a guy in his late 30s. At the tail end of his career, and so they know they don't have a future with him, so they're trying to develop Locker. I understand that. But at this point, you're 5-10. You're out of the playoff race. Shouldn't you just be trying to win this game on Sunday? I mean, there are people paying good money to see this game in Tennessee. Don't ask me why. But there are people paying good money to see this game in Tennessee. Shouldn't you put your best foot forward, put the best guy on the field, and try to win this game? I'm telling you, if it's announced on Friday that Matt Hasselbeck is going to start in this game, Tennessee -4 will be my favorite bet of the week. But as it is, it's tough to have much faith in the Titans. It's just about as hard to trust the Titans as it is the Jaguars. I do lean towards the Titans in this game, but I want no part of the 4-point spread. If I had to bet on this game, I would place a bet on Tennessee on the money line.